So I just got the brand new iPad Pro 10.5 inch in the mail yesterday on launch day. I've been using it all of today to give you guys my first impressions video, and so far I am very impressed. The new features, the new screen size, the shrunken down bezels, the performance. This iPad really does deserve that Pro name, and it is a worthy upgrade from the iPad Pro 9.7. So in this video, let's go ahead and take a look and see all the cool features and neat quirks about the iPad Pro 10.5. So the first thing, you've already seen it, is the bezels. You can see here the side bezels are very thin. They almost look like they're from an iPad mini, but because it's in this size of iPad where it's much larger than an iPad mini, the bezels are much more substantial, and you can see how much thinner they are. 40% smaller, and it really makes the screen look like it dominates this whole iPad. So Apple did say that the body of this iPad Pro is pretty much the same size as the 9.7 inch, but we do get a way larger screen, 9.7 inches to 10.5. So it's 0.8 of an inch, and an inch is about that much. So you're getting about that much more screen real estate, and of course, all the benefits you get when you get a larger screen, more immersive videos, you can be more productive, you have more screen real estate to do whatever you want. So all the benefits of a larger screen are here in a form factor that is not much bigger than the iPad Pro 9.7. A feature you may have heard of in some other YouTube videos that unfortunately I can't show you because this video, the frame rate is not high enough, is something called Pro Motion. Now, pretty much this means the iPad Pro now has 120 frames per second on some tasks. So when I'm flipping through my apps, it's running at 120 frames per second. If I open up Twitter and start scrolling, 120 frames per second. Now this video is being recorded at 30 frames per second, so to you, it doesn't look any different than any other iPad. But trust me, 120 frames per second on an iPad does make a substantial difference, and it does work also way better with the Apple Pencil, and we will get into that a bit later. So 120 Hertz on this new iPad, although you can't see it, it does make a big difference. Another upgrade is the cameras. Now I know iPad photography is kind of something we make fun of here in the tech world and in the Apple world, but really Apple is stuck in their ways of thinking that the iPad is a great camera, and it actually is a great camera, but it just feels kind of silly to hold up your huge iPad and take photos. But if you do want to go outside in public and take photos with your brand new huge iPad Pro, you are going to be getting great photos from this thing. It has the 12 megapixel f1.8 camera from the iPhone 7 on an iPad, and it has the 7 megapixel FaceTime HD camera on the front. So the exact same camera sensors as the iPhone 7, so pretty impressive. I did go take some photos here of the box of my iPad Pro, and just some things I'd like to point out. This microphone in the background was pretty close to my box, and because I have that f1.8 aperture, you can just see that it blurred it out already, even though it's not that far back in the background. So that f1.8 aperture definitely gives you some more depth of field, and a lot more light is getting to the sensor. So really good photos if you want to take pictures with your iPad Pro. Here's another one. You can see the box got blurred already right here. Another one, some flowers. And here's a low light one outside. You can see the sunset there, and just the detail in some of the leaves here. It's a really nice camera on this iPad Pro if you want to take photos on a huge iPad. So now let's talk about Apple Pencil. Because we have that new 120 Hertz refresh rate, Apple Pencil now goes down to 20 milliseconds of latency. Now what does that mean? Well, that's pretty much the lag time between when your Apple Pencil hits the screen and you get a response back. So I have this app called Notability here. I have all my subjects in school, social, and English. Let's create a new document here. This is what I use for school for taking notes. And you can just see here that the latency here is absolutely incredible. It looks like I'm drawing with a real pencil. What's really cool also is I can rest my palm on the screen and keep writing, and the iPad and this app has great palm rejection. So if I place my palm down and also some fingers here when I'm drawing, it still detects the Apple Pencil. You'd like to think. There we go. It still detects the Apple Pencil and rejects all the input that I got from my palm and my fingertips. So pretty cool here. This Apple Pencil is amazing. And if I move it really slowly and give the correct camera angle, you can see there that the line is almost keeping up with the tip of the pencil in real time. So really amazing here with that new refresh rate. You can get incredible latency with this Apple Pencil. And it's at that point now where the Apple Pencil is way more than just a stylus. It's not just for controlling the iPad, even though you can do that. It really is a great tool for taking notes and for artists. So let's jump into the Notes app and I'll show you some of the cool features of the Apple Pencil. I took this note right here. You can see here I have that marker and you can just make some cool effects. That's not what I want to show you though. Let's create a new note, choose draw, and we can choose a pen. So the harder you press, the bolder it gets. We can choose a marker. This is really cool. So if you go like this, you can shade really deep, and if you hold it like this, it gets thinner. You can see there it really detects how you tilt the Apple Pencil and how hard you press. We can grab a pencil. This is really cool because it looks like an actual pencil. You can see here when I shade, it looks like I'm shading really lightly, and if I go directly up and down, it looks like a darker pencil line. Incredible. This Apple Pencil really is a great tool for getting stuff done, taking notes, doing art, etc. Another upgrade to this iPad is Touch ID 2. So the second generation Touch ID sensor that is found in the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 7 has finally made its way to an iPad in 2017, finally. So if I lock my iPad, you can see here just how fast it is to unlock the iPad, way faster. It is a small upgrade, but it really does make that difference when you want to unlock your iPad and just get to your apps. On my iPad Air 2, sometimes I'd have to hold my finger on the home button for a while before it would unlock the iPad. Now, it is completely instantaneous, and you can add up to 5 fingers to the Touch ID settings. So the speed on this iPad is just insane. Now I don't really have any hardcore apps that I can show you yet. I just haven't found any that I want to use day to day. But the performance is incredible. I'll open up Twitter and then I'll go into multitasking and I can choose a different app like Safari. And you can see here if I go to a different website, it loads up really fast. Both of these apps are active here, so you can do stuff in both apps, scroll up, scroll down. The performance is incredible with absolutely no lag. Now you could do this on a different iPad like my iPad Air 2, but the performance would start to stutter a little bit. I have no idea what the hell this is. Anyway, the performance is amazing. It has the A10X Fusion chip, so even faster than my iPhone 7 Plus. Right now this is the fastest iOS device that Apple makes. So let's go home. Speaking of performance, I did run a Geekbench 4 test. And you can see here, if I get rid of multitasking, a single core 3867 and multi-core 9263. This is high-end desktop class performance, and because it's on an Apple device, you know that it is optimized incredibly well. This performance is amazing, and you're going to be able to do pretty much anything you want with this iPad. I remember Apple saying on the 9.7-inch Pro, you were going to be able to edit 3 streams of 4K video in iMovie. I wonder how many streams of 4K video you can edit now in iMovie on this new iPad Pro. I actually am going to be editing this video on my iPad Pro in iMovie. Here's iMovie right here. The iPad Pro also comes pre-installed with all these Apple iWork and iLife apps like Keynote, GarageBand, and it also comes installed with Clips and Photo Booth and iBooks, all these pre-installed apps. Because it is a 64 gig iPad, Apple pre-installs all this bloatware. You can delete it though if you want to. You also may notice new wallpapers. On some unboxings you saw that the wallpaper is now shown on the box, which is really cool, and those wallpapers are actually in settings now. So if I go wallpaper, stills, you can see here I have these 3 new wallpapers, and kind of neat that they're on the new iPad, but I don't know why they're not included on the iPhones. People spend a lot of money on iPhones too, Apple. I don't know why you couldn't give us 3 simple wallpapers for our iPhones, but it seems like Apple likes to take away wallpapers more than they like to add wallpapers. But the good news is if you have an iPad Pro, you can get these new wallpapers. So guys, that's pretty much it for the iPad Pro, the new refresh rate, the smaller bezels, the bigger screen, Touch ID 2, the amazing features to the Apple Pencil, the fast speed, the wallpapers. Everything that Apple added to this iPad is absolutely incredible, and it's only going to get better with iOS 11 that's coming in the fall. With that, you have much better overlay multitasking. You can drag and drop. iOS 11 is also bringing a native Files app to the iPad, so no longer do you have to fidget with other file apps. You can now have one unified app for all your files. It is getting one step closer to becoming an actual laptop replacement, and with iOS 11 we are getting one huge step farther, because iOS 11 is a monumental leap for iPad. So guys, that was my first look at the iPad Pro. If you want a full review, like where I go in depth on all the features and talk about my full experience with this iPad, drop a line down below and tell me in the comments. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That does it for me in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point in the video, tell me down in the comments below. Also, thank you for subscribing and liking. If I check here, I have 2,800 subscribers now 2,805. So my channel is growing at a really rapid rate. I hit 1,000,000.1 views and my channel is just blowing up right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Alright, that does it for me. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.